Come on.
And how's it going, guys? Welcome to the Secrets of Fatherhood vlog, where we dedicate fatherhood to Christ. Today's series will be the fatherly series. We'll be talking about what it means to become a better role model. Now, better role models in today's society as men is needed, because I've seen personally through other pages that I follow on Facebook and Instagram, I've seen a lot of basic skills that are not being met by men, and I do not understand why. And I've been studying and researching more stuff, and apparently there's this thing where there's a lot of men who didn't have their fathers present, that's the reason why they haven't developed those skills. And so that kind of made me kind of shift to make this video, because these are some things you guys should know. I'm in my early 30s now. These are some of the basic stuff you guys should know early in your 20s. 15, 16, 17 years old. I know I reach a demographic. I check my statistics. I know it's between 25 and 34. Now, for you guys who are in your early 20s, you guys should have these basic stuff, these skills. So cooking, having a hobby, maybe learning a different language, a trade, a physical trade as in construction, or a technological skill such as developing software or coding, and having self-development are very important things that you should have developed already by at least 20. Perhaps it was because I grew up in humble beginnings where I was forced, nature versus nurture. I was forced to develop maturity much quicker than other men I've seen, because if you guys remember that I posted it on my highlights, I made a comment about dating apps and how they're a waste of time. And because in these dating apps, you'll see what some women are looking for, and it's these basic skills I just showed. And it makes me think, like, number one, what kind of men have you been dating that don't have these basic skills? And number two, if there is men like that, my brother, why? Why is there men like that? I'm not better than you whatsoever. I'm not. But the thing, these are skills you should have. You should have your own vehicle already. By 1920, you should have your own vehicle. You should be able to have a job already by your mid-20s. You should already know what you want to do and be on purpose. So that way, when you end up 30, you have a stable source of income. You are on purpose, you have a steady career, and you don't need help from anybody. Now, in these times, with the pandemic, and everybody needs help from somewhere, right? And I don't blame anybody for that. I get it. But when that's the reason why, those things exist, food stamps, unemployment, for moments like these, moments where it's harsh, but we don't stay there. We lift, we come back from that, we still find ways to provide for each other. So to become a better role model, we need to work on the basic stuff like that. Now, for those of us who already know this and already have had this, we can teach other men how to become that way, how to become more successful in those basic areas. I watched this video. I know it's gonna sound funny, but I saw this video of this guy who was about to season his chicken. And the girl goes over to him and tells him, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What's all this white stuff over the chicken?" And apparently the guy had washed the chicken with soap. And I'm like, dude, what? I was like, no, man, like that's not what you do. Now, I just looked at that. However, the video proceeded to the woman called him dumb and all this other stuff and just pretty much downgraded him. That's, you know what, man? She's not wrong, but that's not the way you speak to someone. That's disrespectful to call someone dumb, especially if you're with that person. It's like, dude, don't talk. I wouldn't take it personally. But number two, I know how to do the basic stuff, guys. And to see a video of a gentleman who's probably in his mid-20s, he doesn't know how to season a chicken. Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now, bro? Why? And it just shows the lack of fathers not being present. And that's crazy, because there's fathers. The whole purpose of my page is that there's fathers out there trying to be present in their children's life, trying to teach them these basic skills, and they're not allowed. And then there's men out there who are in relationships that don't know the basic skills because their fathers wasn't present. Do you see how backward this world is? If men were allowed, for those of us who are alienated, allowed to be present in our children's life, allowed to teach them a different perspective, a different philosophy, there will be better men in the future. You see those memes all the time. Where are the real men at? Where are this and that? Hey, they're not being given a chance to be raised properly, to teach them these fundamental basics. So for those of us who have reached this level of success in our lives, because I reached success at a very young age, gentlemen. At 19 years old, I had my own place, I had land, I was getting paid good, I had started a family, etc., etc. And at 23, I lost it. It was a huge lesson for me. And it took me 6 years to gain that back. It took me a long time. And it took me into my 30s to finally get a place again. But I was preparing myself this time. I didn't just jump in. I didn't just go out there and do it. It took me three times to get, no, I lie. It took me 4 times to get my own place finally, and to do it right. I felt a lot of times, gentlemen, trying to do things on my own, trying to go out there and live on my own without my family's help, without my mom helping me. No, I don't want your help. I'm my own man. I'm responsible for my own life, and that's how more men should be. I don't care if you're going through a pandemic. Try to figure it out how you're going to make it. How else are you going to grow? How else are you going to mature? How else are you going to develop mental strength, physical strength, emotional strength? You need to suffer, men. Men, we were created to suffer. We're created to work hard. And we can recognize how to become a better role model when we finally decide to have change in our life, because change is important. Change is important because it helps us develop, it helps us mature, it helps us grow. Suffering and trials are meant there to help us have growth and maturity. That's half the battle, and that's half of what it takes to be a role model. The other half is knowing you're not perfect, and the imperfect side is good. We need to know that because that helps us develop our character. Those small imperfections, you probably talk too much and you don't listen to people. That's an imperfection. Learn to shut up for a second. I remember I had a manager, because I'm in sales. He told me, ask him this question, then shut up. Don't say anything. Just listen. And I tried it. I tried it. Well, my accent almost came out. And I tried it. And it worked. Ask him a certain question. Hey, you're the homeowner. What do you think of this product? And just shut up and listen. And it will tell you everything that's wrong with the product. And it gives you a great opportunity to be like, you know what, sir? I can actually help you with that. Our product is different. Boom. You get their attention. And it works every single time. Learning to listen. See, that's a small imperfection. And that small imperfection, when we learn to develop it, it helps us develop character. Now, a role model is composed of good and bad. There's no such thing as a perfect role model. The only perfect role model that ever existed was Jesus. Lastly, role models always have mentors and positive people to work around them. If you're the best in the room, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to be surrounded by people who will always push you to do more. And that's what you want. As fathers, when we compose all of these skills and all of these characteristics and traits together, we become a father figure that children will want to emulate. Even though you're imperfect, even though you have your mistakes, if you can accept it and accept responsibility of the things you've done in your life, then gentlemen, you will become a father figure that you will be remembered. My father was imperfect, but he tried. That's what matters, gentlemen. It's who we become in the process of growing and becoming more mature. There's no excuse for us to not grow, men. We need to become better. We need stronger men. We need more men on purpose. We need more men who heal. We need more men who take responsibility in their children. that said, I hope this helps somebody develop a better character and how to become a better role model. With that said, guys, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on this video below, whether it's IGTV or YouTube, and let me know what you think is a positive role model. Have a good one, guys.